Hola amores, and welcome back to my channel. And to those who don't know me, I am Maritza, currently a graduate master's student in psychology. And today we are talking about the body parts women actually do not care about in men, according to psychology. Let's get into it right now. I will start with a saying in Spanish that goes like this. Siempre busca la luz en vez de estar perdiéndote en la oscuridad. And it means always look for the light instead of getting lost always in the darkness. So my loves, most men can spend hours in the gym, hours and hours obsessing over that one specific body part. And many, because you may even think that it's the make it or break it factor, whether the lady is gonna find you attractive or not. Maybe you buy tens and tens of supplements. Maybe you follow specific workout splits. And let's be honest, you can even probably check it in every passing window reflection. But here is a cold, hard truth, backed by evolutionary psychology. Women actually care about that specific part way less than you may think. In fact, the truth is, it barely cracks the top 10. So what is the number one body part in men that is actually overvalued? Well, I'll tell you, it's the bulging biceps. And now, don't get me wrong, healthy muscle, right, toned muscle is attractive. But psychology shows that massive arms are often a signal of intrasexual competition, meaning you guys may build big arms to impress, not ladies, instead other guys, or to look intimidating to your rivals. Studies from the Griffith University and others suggest that while women prefer formidability and upper body strength, the obsession with peak bicep size is almost entirely a male-driven fixation. Psychology calls this the misperception of the ideal. Psychology suggests that most women actually prefer and find hypermascularity, think pro-bodybuilder levels, less attractive for long-term partners. Women generally prefer fit but functional look. Excessive muscles can actually subconsciously signal high testosterone, which some studies link that to lower parenting efforts or even higher aggressions in men. Next, my friends, let's talk about the 6-foot rule. Social media will have you believing that if you're 5'9", then that's it, it's over. And I'll tell you, it is not. While there is a slight biological preference for taller partners, psychology shows it is a relative preference and not an absolute one. I will tell you now, most women just want a partner who is slightly taller than them, and that's it. And psychology shows that even shorter men who carry themselves with high social value much often outpace taller men who maybe are insecure. All right? Believe me when I tell you, it is the posture and the presence, not the measuring tape. Now, my friends, let's talk about the perfect six-pack abs. Because for some reason, right, abs are heavily marketed as the ultimate symbol for male attractiveness. However, psychology paints a very different picture. Studies show that visible abs rank far lower than other factors like emotional stability, confidence, and social intelligence. In fact, many women associate extreme leanness with maybe dieting obsessions or self-absorption or maybe arrogance, cockiness, or even they give playboy type of feelings. The following one is the model face. You do not need a razor-sharp jawline or a perfect nose. In fact, psychology introduces us to the halo effect, but it also introduces the pratfall effect. Psychology tells us that minor imperfections like what? Like a slightly crooked nose or a scar is often a man who seems and makes him a lot more approachable and more human-like, and says women often rate ruggedness or character a lot higher than the pretty boy's symmetry. And I have to agree that it's about you looking like you have a story and not so much like you were maybe a 3D painted card. Now, my loves, let's talk about a man's behind, okay, the booty. Because from a biological standpoint, a firm, well-developed, right, posterior on a man's is like a sign of fitness signals, right? However, in modern dating, clothes are actually the first layer of attraction. Many women appreciate a man who fills out what? A pair of well-tailored trousers or pants or jeans as a form maybe of styling, okay? And maybe as a matchmaking perspective, a man's silhouette matters a lot. It contributes to the V taper look, broad shoulders, narrow waist. That is statistically one of the most common physical preferences for ladies. But women, we do not notice your butt as much as you think it's important. And last, my loves, let's talk about the hairline, because men spend billions trying to save every last strand. But a famous study by the University of Pennsylvania found that men with completely shaved heads were actually rated as a lot more dominant, taller, and stronger, okay, more masculine than men with a full head of hair. And the reality is that, ladies, we do not care too much if you're gonna go bald, all right? And if you're getting bald, I promise a full shaved head will accentuate your facial features. However, us ladies do care much more if maybe you are balding and maybe you're just trying to hide it or covering it or just leaving out certain uneven spots. And with this, we have reached the end of today's video, but I invite all of you to connect with me through Instagram. Go and check out my other music relaxing channel here on YouTube and go and see the channel's membership, just in case you may find it useful. Once again, I am Maritza, and know that I will try my best to continue always keep bringing you ways on how to create a better bond with yourself and a more meaningful relationship with all those around you. Mwah. Till next time. Ciao, ciao, my loves. Ciao, ciao, my amores.